Now let's see if this works. Is it on? Is it working? Do I make sure that this crap is working? Alright. Hopefully this is the live stream is on. This is welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jacob Cass 2024. Here doing my live stream. Here doing my YouTube channel. We're here to do WWE Summerslam 2025 PPV review. This is a live stream. Summerslam, as you guys know, is on right now. Just want to let you guys know. Hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel, let me know in the comment section below what y'all think about this. If you guys want to see more, enjoy this video. This video is sponsored by PlayStation. It's sponsored by WWE, by Fight for Pro Wrestling, Salamanca Sound Out, JD from New York, Good My Work Commentary, and the other favorite podcasters who are in the IWC and other YouTubers that I know about. This will be, let's see if we can get to an hour and 30 minutes. Hopefully not 2 hours, but it might. We'll have to wait and see. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. We're going to talk about SummerSlam 2025 pay-per-view. This is night 2. These are the matches that are on the card. Only 6 matches, not 7. Now, we are at the main event with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So, I'm gonna put this down. Hold on. Now let me get into the pay-per-view review. I want you guys to hear the main event with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. See if y'all can hear it.
It's Cena to be ready for the kill. And again, Wade, it's what we were talking about earlier on. Cody finally proving that he had that killer instinct, that he could pull the trigger when he needed to. But now John Cena with an electric chair to Cody Rhodes, center of the ring. Cena cover, heavy retaining, puts the inside leg, and Cody has to roll the shoulder out.
Let me know y'all can hear it. And let me know y'all can hear the main event. The main event's still on with Cena and Cody Rhodes in a street fight. The show was pretty good. It was a decent show. It wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. It had some good matches. Some matches weren't, but there hadn't been any title changes so far. We only had like 5 matches, no title changes. So we're hoping the main event is gonna lead to a title change. Let me know you can hear that. If y'all can hear the main event. Now I want to be on commentary mode so I can talk about the show. Night 1 was decent with a great ending and a great storyline. Night 2 was pretty good. We're hoping to see how this is gonna end. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let y'all hear the main event, and then I'll talk about my commentary.
Cody's tried just about everything, Wade. And now you see the official Dan Engler checking on Cena, who instinctively kicked out. The pile driver, though, leaving John in a heap. John can't even move his limbs at this point, despite that kick out. And this is a major concern, and the referee may have to step in. It is a street fight, but the ref can end it. Oh no! Now Cena back to his feet, playing past him. AA delivers, both men down. And Cena, with a tremendous amount of resilience, getting Cody up and delivering the AA. An explosive, almost instinctive reaction from John Cena. Unable to mount a pin here. You know the look of this. I thought Cena was playing possum, but the post-AA collapse tells you otherwise. This is our main event in front of 60,561 WWE fans at SummerSlam Sunday. John Cena, his final SummerSlam ever, defending the WWE Championship against the former champion Cody Rhodes, and both these athletes leaving it all in the ring tonight.
Well, right now they're going back and forth. They haven't used any weapons. Have they even fought in the crowd? Don't tell me it's gonna end so quickly. Hopefully the match picks up.
Cody ducked underneath. John Cena launched a powerbomb. Covered out. Isn't enough. Cena able to kick out. Turns it in. Look at the STFU. The STFU's in. Completely locked in there. Cody in panic mode. Cody in peril. Cody's got to try to make it to the ropes to force this break here. What an amazing transition from Cena just when he got written off from that powerbomb. Cody dragging himself to the ropes to try to grab it.
Of course he's not gonna tap out.
Rope break. This is a street fight. You can't use the ropes for leverage to pull yourself out of the ring. That is Cody's only chance here. Indeed, and the official doing a great job making sure that he didn't call for the break here. But Cody now using the ropes to his advantage to make sure John Cena has to break the STFU. Well, Cena's...
Why is Michael Cole still calling it the STFU? Just call it the STF. He's not really a heel no more. He's pretty much a babyface. He came out doing babyface things.
Champion, the 17-time champion. Now a reversal, and Cena is set over the barricade. Into the...
It's about damn time that they're gonna fight in the crowd, hopefully, and use some damn weapons. Cause it's a street fight, you gotta use the stipulation. There were some matches that they didn't use it, like for example, the steel cage match. They didn't really use that stipulation. John Cena just used the microphone. Yeah, you gotta use the stipulation.
Are you kidding me?
John Cena did that's what high flyers use. That was very impressive at his age.
John Cena pulling out all the stops tonight. The skull of Cody Rhodes lifting off the ground there. John Cena turning back the clock, rolling back the years, and now has a massive smile on that face. Now clearing off the Spanish announce table and putting Cody now on our announce table. You gotta wonder what...
It's hard to hear, but you can hear a "You Still Got It" chant from the crowd.
It's not gonna be pretty.
Crowd still cheering for John.
Street fight rules. Cena can do anything he wants here. He's got Cody Rhodes up on his shoulder. He's making his way toward the Spanish announce table. Cena with an eye to Cody through the table. Doing everything he can to walk out of here with the title. Collapsing the reinforced metal desk. Cody launched like a human projectile. How much power does Cena still have? Again, the pinfall or submission needs to take place inside the ring in the street fight. Cena can barely stand up himself at this point. Understandably so. Oh, John looks unbelievable in this match, though. Best needs to look, I think. Here at WWE in his return. Sends Cody back in the middle of the ring, and John Cena now in pursuit. John cover, puts the leg to retain. Cody gets the shoulder up. My God, take another look at this. A jumping John Cena applying Cody Rhodes on a horrific landing for the American Nightmare. But again, the story of this is, Wade, is that Cody Rhodes is still able to kick out of the pin by Cena following this. That's no surprise to John Cena. He's fought the best for 20-plus years. He's seen the toughest. He's seen the most durable. And Cody matches all of them. Cena knew exactly what he would have to do tonight to get the win. Cena firing up. Oh, nobody home. Cody Rhodes sidesteps Cena. Cody now's got him in possession. Look, Cody. Oh, my God, the crossroads by Cody. Cover now. Hooks the leg. Almost had him. Cena kicked out at two. And now Cody has the doubt starting to set in. The crossroads by Cody.
Alright, hold on a second. Just want to make sure that my video is on. It's only been about 10 minutes. Yep, it's only been about 10 minutes. I think we're like halfway with the main event. The match is finally picking up. We're seeing the near fall. We're seeing some weapons. They fall into outside the ring, I mean. And now Cody got Cena on the top rope. Let me know in the comments section if y'all can hear the ring. Now there are times where I may have to turn down the volume and turn it back up just so you can hear my commentary. But I will let y'all hear a little bit of going on in the ring.
So much of his game over the past couple of decades has been based on power. And John Cena now with a couple of headbutts to the chest of Cody. And Cody dropped to the mat. And now Cena to the top rope. How is Cena still able to do this? Back of the neck. Cody may be out.
That was a massive leg drop. Now we're going for another AA.
Just like old times for John Cena. The Cody Rhodes kicks out.
Alright, now we're getting into the too many finishers. Now we're kicking out too many finishers here. We see a lot of near falls. Now they're doing so many finisher kick out. They should fight into the crowd and get some more weapons. You can't just keep spamming your moveset. That's what I don't like. We saw it at WrestleMania. But at least the crowd is buying into the near falls. At least they care about this match than like the WrestleMania. It's a little bit better than WrestleMania. At least it's entertaining.
John may have an idea in mind. John Cena has the experience to never run out of options. He's been in the deep waters more than anyone. Chair ain't good enough apparently. But a table might be.
He taking out the Slim Jim table.
Cena apparently having all the time in the world to concoct whatever he wants to come up with here. Because Cody Rhodes is mince in the corner. Oh, he just went through an announce table with an AA and got AA'd again inside the ring. And John Cena just taking his time, setting his table up to use it to his advantage. Cody Rhodes is desperately trying to gather your bearings, figure out what the hell you have to do to get back into the fight. You do not want to turn around and see this view.
The same thing as Cena. Good took out a table.
Let's Cody back up on his shoulders. Cody Rhodes goes smart move, hits the table, and now Cody delivers a DDT. Into the cover, hooks the leg on Cena. John's got to kick out again. The right move at the right time for Cody Rhodes. Sometimes defense is the best form of attack. Get that table the hell away from you and figure it out from there. And now Cody looking to use the table to his advantage. The punishment showing on both of these men as our undisputed WWE Championship match continues in the main event at Summerslam. Could only ever have been this way. The two best from their respective generations, all out war. John Cena, pretty disaster. Cody Rhodes as well. John Cena now with Cody up top. Cody hangs on to the top rope, able to land on the apron. Jumps down underneath, they're going to drag John outside. Now John bounced over the barricade and into the WWE Universe here, and Cody's in pursuit. Well, the entire stadium is your playpen tonight, gentlemen. The reason it's called a street fight. In fact, outside the stadium could potentially be referee in hot pursuit. And Cody whipped into the protective barricade. No padding there, though. This entire audience now being treated to a front row seat. And Cody and John throwing everything at one another and now throwing haymakers. Cody just right across the back of John Cena. Cena is just moving so well. The best he moves since returning to WWE, and this is the most abuse he's taken in that time. 100%. Toe to toe.
Well, the match is finally getting good. They're picking up. They're fighting in the crowd. They're using a lot of weapons. The match is great. Much better than WrestleMania. Crowd loves it. So John Cena's, so they're in the crowd near the entrance, near the stage, and using the fence.
Cody up again. Cody surviving. Cody though, suplexing John into the steel. No give whatsoever.
Hold on. Just want to check one more time to make sure that my video is uploaded. That there's nothing going on here. Hold on. Now before I get back to the pay-per-view, to this match. Alright. It's only been like 16 minutes, man. I think we're halfway with this main event with Cody and Cena. It gotta be halfway. I'm curious how this match is gonna end, or something can happen. They said it can be made a swerve. What can happen here?
Greatness, something out of reach to most of us mortals. Well, John Cena, I've said it many, many times, the greatest of all time, the 17-time champion. Cody Rhodes looking to follow in his footsteps, and Cena now sending Cody.
So they're fighting under the stage. I can't see anything. The camera's not showing.
Close enough to see what the hell is going on here.
No one can see anything. Oh, wait a minute. So, oh, that's where they are. So they went under the ring, under the stage where Cody popped up from his entrance. Wow, that gotta be cool. That gotta be awesome. So he rises up from the stage with an AA. Oh, look at that. No, that's awesome.
And Cena with Cody Rhodes on his shoulders. Delivers an AA.
That was barely an AA. He barely got it. But that was awesome. That was nice how he rised up from the ring.
Just an incredible moment at Summerslam. A reinforced steel ramp capable of holding ambulances should we ever need to drive them down to the ringside area, which sadly is starting to look increasingly likely, looking at the carcass of Cody Rhodes. Indeed, John Cena gonna have to drag or carry Cody back to the ring. I don't know if Cena's got power left in his body to walk that far. Well, dragging a dead weight like Cody Rhodes. Cody is a big dude. John Cena gonna prove you wrong, Wade. Cena with Cody on his shoulders is more.
So we're carrying Cody Rhodes, a dead weight Cody Rhodes. Carry him all the way to the ring.
He's deep into an arduous street fight. Cena marched all the way down the ramp to the ring to put Cody inside, where John has to actually get the pin to win. John Cena really has talent.
Crowd loves it. Crowd is cheering. This is much better than WrestleMania. It's been real entertaining.
Speech. And Cody though, Cody quickly drops Cena to the table. Cody Rhodes took advantage. Cena driven into the table.
Oh, that it? Crossroads. Oh, that it? Crossroads. 1, 2, 3.
Cody. John kicked out again. John Cena with a hard work at the top of the ramp. Thrown through the table. Bounced off with a crossroads and still as hair-wearing as ever. And a doubt again crossing the eyes in the face of Cody Rhodes, wondering what he needs to do to put away the greatest of all time, the 17-time world champion. The man who, for better or worse, controlled WWE for the best part of 15 years, and to this day, in 2025, continues to do so. How much does Cena have left? How much does Cody have left?
The chanting Super Cena.
Over the top rope and falls to the floor. John Cena.
Crowd was chanting Super Cena. When's the last time they did that? Wasn't he back to the Super Cena, the original John Cena? No more heel shit from John.
On the face of Cena.
Man, these two are legit killing each other.
Street fight rules: do anything you can to keep your opponent down. Use anything that you can. Rhodes, man, constantly needing to prove himself, only interested in the biggest of challenges. Well, you got it tonight, Cody, didn't you?
So Cody trying to take off the turnbuckle or something? Oh, he taking off the ring. He took off the turnbuckle, the rope.
Exposed turnbuckle, that piece of steel. That is a metal truncheon if you really wanted to, and I think that's the idea. Cody Rhodes will doing anything he can, whatever he do to try to fell the champion. That's the name of the game in this street fight. Go above and beyond.
See, some people booing. Like Cody acting heelers, or it's a street fight, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I mean, he's looking at this all-time great. Once upon a time, Cody's hero. The man Cody modeled himself after. We talked so much about this over the past number of months. Pulling the trigger when you have to. Having the killer instinct when you need to, and Cody Rhodes did it yet again, using the steel, the Cena. You have to be merciless right now, Cody. Block out the noise, block out the history.
Man, people booing Cody Rhodes. It's a street fight. Cody said he's not gonna hesitate. So this how match is gonna end. He can hit one more and then hit a crossbow and then the match is over.
Cena, he can't defend himself. Cena just shoved the referee away. He went through a table, he got hit in the face twice with that steel.
Cody.
John makes it back to his feet. Oh, toe hold. This time Cena trying to wrap up Cody Rhodes. The SPFU again. Oh, now using the ropes to his advantage. John Cena has no remorse. He'll do whatever he has to do to keep the championship. Cody trying to fight out of this. Trying to get some oxygen back in his lungs after Cena coming up with that rope, and now reversing it on John. Now it's Cody Rhodes using the rope as a weapon. Cody making Cena pay. And can John fight out of this now? Cena went low. Now he's got Cody up on his shoulders again. Cody Rhodes, no ducks underneath. He's got John hooked.
That's it. It's over. Second crossbow.
Cody still has John hooked.
Alright, that's it. It's over. Third crossbow, and that's it. One more, no more. That's it. It's over. Third crossbows. That's it. This is over. And that's it. It's over. John Cena kicked out of 3 crossbows. Super Cena's back, ladies and gentlemen. He is definitely back. We're back to that John Cena.
Cody Rhodes thought he had Cena pinned after 3 crossroads.
The crazy maths. 3 crossbows and he kicked out.
But Superman is back to his best, and Superman at his best is unbeatable. Cody staring at the undisputed WWE Championship.
Crowd is chanting Super Cena. Is Cody gonna win by cheating?
Before losing to Cena at WrestleMania this year. Cody might be realizing he's met his match this evening. What the hell have I got to do to keep John Cena down? Anything you need to do. It's about being champion at the top of the game, even if it means taking out a man you idolized for many years, who you looked up to, who you tried to pattern your career after. And now Cody Rhodes feet, title in hand. No remorse, Cody. This is what both men signed up for. John Cena back to his feet. He catches Cody. Attitude adjustment. Cena going for another one. John with an AA. And he's not going to do it that way. He's going to do it his way.
Oh, we're going to go on the top rope and give a super AA to Cody Rhodes off the top rope.
Oh, God. A super-powered version.
Man, this is crazy. My heart's going crazy. My heart's beating.
John Cena with Cody on his shoulders.
Super AA.
Second rope. Cena looking to power Cody up. John Cena.
Here we go.
An avalanche AA to the middle of the ring to retain the championship. Cody kicked out.
Cody will kicked out 3 AAs, one off the top rope. Man, they both kicked out. Super Cena's.
Near fall in a classic main event. An avalanche AA from the second row. The additional height. The broken body of Cody Rhodes crashing down center of the ring. And a 2.99. Well, Superman meets Superman.
Super Cena, Super Cody.
How many times in this match has doubt crept in the mind of both of these men? The man who's been the standard bearer of the company for 2 decades. The other man who wants to carry this company into the next decade. Cena and Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. Doubt seemed to turn to despair there momentarily for John Cena, but he's cooking up something else. How do you raise the stakes when you simply have thrown everything at Cody Rhodes?
Damn.
Yet somehow it's not quite been enough.
I think we're close to the end of this match.
Under street fight rules, John Cena. And again, the WWE fans are the familiar chants for Cena. What a war of attrition this has been. Both men throwing everything, but both men being equal to the abuse thrown at that. Oh wait, there's no doubt whoever wins this match will have earned it. Trial by fire for both men. Forget passing any torches. And now, John gonna look to power Cody back.
Nah, Cody gonna reverse it. He's gonna counter, and then he's gonna win. I'm surprised no one got involved here. No interference. The D2 put on a banger.
As if that first avalanche AA wasn't enough. Now with a table in place for John Cena to retain it. Cody Rhodes trying to fight back with the elbows down to the face of John. Lands on his face, on his feet now. And Cody up top. Oh God, Cody, what a reversal.
Oh, look at this.
Cody, cutter through the table from the top rope.
Cody cutter. Now it's over. Now we can end it. Now it's over.
Not at all. John just collapses onto the ropes. Cody's body is.
You're gonna do a quad-pose? Cody, I think the ending coming up. All right, this is it. It's over.
Cody Rhodes looking to put John Cena away one more time in a final salute.
Now we got a quad-pose.
Cody Rhodes with a crossroads.
All right, that's it. It's over. Now we're done.
Hooks the leg. Cody Rhodes is champion. Here is your winner, and new undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. In one of the most emotional matches in Cody Rhodes' career. Cody Rhodes has defeated the greatest of all time. And John Cena's final
Two-time WWE champion.
to once regain the title that means everything to him. The undisputed WWE Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, this replay is presented by Wheatley American Vodka, the undisputed champ of Smooth. Well, this was the avalanche AA that we thought was the kill shot to Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes was on something special tonight, on a promise, on a mission, and refusing to be denied. And this was really the game-wrecking moment. This avalanche Cody cutter through a table, leaving John Cena defenseless and unaware. A salute to the chain-gang soldier.
Surprisingly, there was no interference. Now we don't know that. Is the show gonna end with Cody celebrating the title and the pyro goes off, or something's gonna happen? We still gotta wait. There's still plenty of time left, so we still gotta wait for something might happen. We don't know. That was a great match. That was a banger. 5-star classic. It was a hell of a lot better than what they did at WrestleMania. We'll have to wait and see what's gonna happen here. Cause there's still a lot of time left. John Cena getting up, Cody in the ring. They put the only title change on the show. No other title was changed besides this match. Everyone else retained the titles except for John Cena. So John Cena gave him the belt, hugged him.
Two men that have been more to my career than I can ever say.
And there's the pyro. And that's how it ended. No Travis Scott, no Rock.
It has come full circle. At MetLife Stadium at WrestleMania 29, John Cena, with the most therapeutic win of his career when he defeated The Rock. It was almost a passing of torch at that moment in time. And now here, once again, back at MetLife Stadium, this time at Summerslam, it is again a passing of the torch from the greatest of all time, John Cena, to the man who will carry WWE into the future, the new, undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes.
And that's how the show's gonna end.
That shot right there, the nucleus of an entire industry. Two men who laid it all on the line tonight. And absolutely, always the gentleman, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes walking out of the ring.
To the one and only, the greatest of all time, John Cena, to bask in the glow over 60,000 people in what is his last Summerslam. Wait, there's 4 months left.
What did that mean? So John Cena gonna get a big farewell. This is his last SummerSlam. And that's how the show's gonna end.
Enjoy this while you can. We have 4 months left to enjoy the greatness that is John Cena.
What the hell? What the hell? Brock Lesnar. What the hell did Brock Lesnar? Michael Cole saying, what the hell?
It's the beast! It's the beast! The beast is back! Brock Lesnar! Brock Lesnar! Brock Lesnar! And that's SummerSlam!
Brock Lesnar. Really? Brock Lesnar. It's been 2 years since we've seen Brock Lesnar.
Hell has come to the Meadowlands. Wait, it's been years. Hold on, I'm looking at the look at John Cena.
It's been 2 years now since we've seen Brock Lesnar. It's been almost 10 years now since the two have been in the ring, one-on-one.
When it comes to Lesnar and Cena, this is a man that has beat the hell out of John Cena over the years. This is a man who is a walking hazard, a walking threat. John Cena once called this man his greatest rival, his toughest rival, his most physical rival. And Brock Lesnar is here, and he's as massive as ever.
Brock Lesnar got the cowboy hat. Damn, Brock Lesnar. No one expected this. I expected. No Rock, no Travis Scott, Brock Lesnar. Is that what they're setting up? Brock and Cena?
The Beast has not taken his eyes off John Cena since he entered this stadium. He had to shed his jacket, he's taken down his hat. This is a man built for one thing. And Lesnar in the ring, and Brock Lesnar with John Cena on his shoulders. Brock Lesnar with an F5 to John Cena. On a night when John Cena went through an absolute war with Cody Rhodes. Let's be honest, Brock Lesnar was never coming down here to commiserate with anyone. A message has been sent. And everything we thought we knew about WWE.
Now the show's over.
What I said is John Cena's got 4 months left and it could be a nightmare. A man who has dominated this event has once again made headlines. The Beast is back! And he's hungry as hell!
Holy moly, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. And there goes the pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar. Nobody expected that. No one expected Brock Lesnar to actually show up. It's been like 2 years now. It's been 2 years now. Last time we saw Brock Lesnar at Summerslam was against Cody Rhodes. And he pulled over Cody Rhodes, he endorsed him, shook his hand, and since then we haven't seen him. He was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble last year in 2024, but after his name was brought up in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, he was pulled. He wasn't going to be at the Rumble or WrestleMania 40, and since then we haven't seen him. But here he is. He comes back, and he confronts John Cena, gives him an F5. Nobody expected that. No one expected that to happen. That was shocking. I don't think anyone expected Brock Lesnar to actually show up. There's no Rock, no Travis Scott, but Brock Lesnar. You would think The Rock might show up and rock bottom John Cena, because he pretty much wait through the heel turn and turn babyface. But wow. I'm happy to see Brock. Maybe they're setting up John Cena's final match with Brock Lesnar. It might be a crown jewel because I believe Cena is advertised for crown jewels in October. I don't think he's going to be on Glass in Paris. I think they say, because what I heard, John Cena is advertised for crown jewels. So that looks like that might be his last match. His last crown jewels match. His last crown jewels appearance. One last match with Brock Lesnar. That's what I think that they're going to do. I'm looking forward to it. Now we all know how Brock Lesnar is. We all know how Brock Lesnar is.
No hunting for Wi-Fi, no hassling. with SIM cards. 5 continents, countless countries. It works everywhere. Near anyone's radar. Mate, I just don't.
John took a lot of big spots. I mean, as fans.
3 new bingos. So did we end up, how many bingos is this? Hold up.
We got a rate here from Best in My World. Thank you for the rate. Thank you. That is hands down the absolute fact. Mark My Wrestling, that's a $2 super chat. What's going on?
We're getting shut down, Chase.
Alright, let's go into the other podcast. Let's look at the chat. Let's see my other friends who are in the chat right now. Let's see their commentaries.
Riddell says, smoke this pack with me because we all ate. We did. We are. Crazy happens. I'm just gonna throw this new cutter to the table. Was wonky.
No one expected Brock Lesnar.
Thank you for your honest take on that, Frank. We got obsessive fanboy here. Is who brought back Lesnar? Well, look, that wasn't going to happen without. I imagine that's not going to happen without The Rock having some sort of say. My assumption on that. John Taylor says, reading Tempest' tweet about the ending Brock, which I support wholeheartedly, makes me so glad we get him on the post show. Go off, King. We got Punks here says new TKO would do it, and it's still disgusting. Hey guys, I think we all knew because money. That's all TKO sees, of course. That's their company, it's business, what they see, of course. All right, we're gonna get right into the post show, guys. We're gonna kick things off with Brock Lesnar. But let me tell you guys something. We're gonna get into all of that in just a moment. But before we get to that, we gotta get into our Blue Chew read. And so make sure to support Blue Chew, guys. Blue Chew is my sponsor. They're good to us here. Make sure if you guys do check out Blue Chew, you use that promo code Denise, and when we return, we'll go ahead and get right into the show. Are you having technical difficulties in bed? Are you tired of being pounded out?
I told someone that he's officially retired, and yeah, that's when you know that the guy is coming back. Hey, Summerslam, 2 nights in the books. We haven't done one of these in quite some.
Emotions to the happiest ever with Brock Lesnar showing up. The possibilities, like everything in this couple of minutes, like 1 minute actually.
Alright. So John Cena's a babyface. I assume Brock is not a heel.
Like I couldn't keep it because I was just thinking of all the possibilities.
Alright, come on now.
What's gonna be looking like the next 4 months of wrestling for John Cena? What does all of this mean, and how epic it is, and
Holy shit. Because Brock Lesnar just returned, and I want to do
One last match with John Cena.
WWE Summerslam just went off the air. WWE made history.
No one expected Brock Lesnar to show up.
Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor Freight.
That's probably for John Cena's last match at Crown Jewels. Because we know John Cena is going to wrestle at Crown Jewels in October. I believe it's October, not November. I think it has to be, yeah, it's in October because Crown Jewels is in Perth, Australia. John Cena has already been advertised for that show, so he's going to need a big match. So let's do Brock Lesnar one last time with Brock Lesnar. And I'm not sure who's interested in seeing that.
These shows, several underdog picks hit. So if you put that code FIGHTFUL, got that $50 bonus on a $100 deposit, or a $100 bonus on a $200 deposit. You might have made some money. This is our first lot pick ever.
I thought it was a very good show, decent show.
35.
Alright.
Man, if you bet on some of these underdogs tonight, you won a little bit. Now, only bet what you can, and please bet responsibly.
Alright.
Well, let's jump right into it. Naomi picked up a win over Rhea Ripley. Io Sky.
This podcast, every podcast, and as well as social media and the wrestling news cycle for the foreseeable time, it is the return of one. Brock Lesnar is back in WWE. Now, some people here, this is going to be a mixed reaction, guys. So I'm just going to start off by saying, respect everyone's opinion. Everyone's going to have a different take on this because there's a lot of things that we got to lay down here. So many of you guys know that Brock Lesnar was named in the lawsuit that Janelle Grant put on Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis and WWE that ended up with, Vince McMahon having to be sent out the company, and you all know the story that has dominated the entire news cycle for quite some time now. And for a long, long time, the question has been thrown around, will Brock Lesnar be back? Will Brock be back? And truth be told, we did not know. Triple H had been asked about this at press conferences multiple times, and every time that he was asked about it, he basically said that it was up to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has not been with the company since Triple H has taken over head of creative and Vince McMahon has been out of the door. So now we are in an entirely new sort of landscape here, and basically how this happened was after Cody Rhodes defeated John Cena in what was a fantastic match, which we will get to in a moment. But after he defeated him and he shakes hands with John Cena, they hug, they celebrate, Cody walks out, John Cena's having a standing ovation, and then bam, we hear the music of Brock Lesnar, and he goes out there and ends up hitting John Cena with an F5. So that is the next thing that we are going with in regards to John Cena. Now, Tempest, this is going to be a complicated one because a lot of people here are going to find themselves in a difficult space because, for one, a lot of people here, myself included, were Brock Lesnar fans back in the day. The matches, the career, etc. We would be lying if we said we weren't Brock Lesnar fans at some point, right? Big star, all of that. However, after so much was shined some light on some graphic details of what had been said during this lawsuit, it is kind of hard to root for somebody in that sort of situation. So there's going to be people that are okay with it, that can accept it because they're fans of Brock Lesnar, and then there's going to be people that cannot move on from that because they know all of these additional details. So where are you at on this? Because this isn't just, hey, our favorite wrestler's back and we get to talk about it, woo! No, this is a totally different conversation where some people are going to lie in a different part of the spectrum when it comes to how they feel about Brock Lesnar's return.
Well, I mean, I think you've hit the nail right on the head already. This is Judy and
Hey, what the hell?
They just bought their first home and are learning a lot.
You guys can still see me. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But shout out to Anthony Cruz for the $2 super chat. Definitely a lot of stuff to talk about. Tanya, shout out to Tanya. She just became a pro member for the channel. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your pro membership.
We got busted open with Dave McGregor.
Number 2 of WrestleMania 41 was great until the main event. This made it up for it in the main event. I thought the main event was absolutely fantastic. Good seeing Bully Ray in the crowd. Night number 2 of SummerSlam. Great promotion for TNA. They mentioned Bound for Glory in October. We're going to see the Hardys against the Dudleys. Seeing both the Hardys and the Dudleys in the crowd. So that good promotion for TNA. But man, what a great night for WWE. What a great night for pro wrestling. When for SummerSlam,
But still, this is not just a simple kind of cut and dry situation. This man is named in an ongoing sex trafficking lawsuit. And he's just, that's the big surprise at SummerSlam. And that is a decision made by the kind of people that are in charge of WWE right now. And if you are okay with that out in TV land, we are different people in that sense. Like, I've sat here, and to say that it's ruined my night would not be an exaggeration. Because, yeah, I went on this show yesterday with you, and we had a grand old time talking about all this, and I can certainly set aside a lot of my gripes with WWE behind the scenes, or however people might, be politically aligned or what have you, for the sake of talking about the television program. I can certainly do that. But when it is front and center, like it is at the end of SummerSlam, that they are making the decision that actually being named in an ongoing sexual trafficking lawsuit is not a deal breaker for them, I'm more or less without words. I can't begin to imagine what is going through Janelle Grant's mind. I don't know that she's keeping up with the shows. I would highly doubt it, but
Cody, Levesque, I think, those are people that might be questioning about it, and I'm sure they'll have answers. I would hope that they would have answers.
Oh, the word of the day, not to steal from the one that got pinned by Naomi. Granted, it was a roll-up, but still. Rhea was pinned by Naomi. No surprise here. Naomi winning the match.
We know and loved and got it done doing it his way. There were some moments where you thought there would
We
be
got the
some
press
more
conference.
conflict internally for him, but then he's unscrewing the lower rope. He's using the metal
of media outlets that are there, some of which people that would not have asked, maybe not even cared about this, and then there were going to be people, depending on who they had in there, that would definitely have asked. You got to understand there's a difference in that. And to kind of paint in perspective, I applied for SummerSlam credentials, got approved, all of that, right, and was there for the media day. At no point during that, during the whole entire process of getting media credentials and everything, did they ever tell us, hey, there's not going to be a...
Oh, with my bad. Hold on. Another damn commercial. I'm trying to get back to my super chat, back to my podcasters who are doing the review. Hold on.
So now, here's the thing. We're just going to have to talk about the big elephant in the room right now, and that is that in the last, even just in the last couple of days alone, we have seen Triple H appear at the White House side by side with Donald Trump. There have been videos that were circulating on the internet about, people booing in the stadium, when they showed the clips of Triple H and Donald Trump on the screen. And usually we don't really talk about that type of stuff here on this show. However, all of this, and then a recent interview where Triple H did say, when he was asked about the Vince McMahon allegations, he had a quote where he said allegations, something along those lines. It was a really nonchalant quote, kind of sort of dismissing a lot of Vince McMahon's actions. That's what it felt like. So with all of that has sort of circulated and that has happened, and now this, you have to mention it. You have to mention it when you are having this conversation. And I think now we kind of just realize if you didn't realize it already, I think we kind of know where the company stands when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And granted, again, I know we tune in for the wrestling because we're here to have fun. I fucking love wrestling. I love watching storylines. I love watching wrestlers. We love that shit. That's why we're here. However, this ugly real world live stuff is it's bleeding into the on-screen stuff that we're seeing right now because we know these stories are happening and occurring. Now, there's just a lot here. If you're talking about like other sports leagues and whatnot, so many, like Brock wouldn't be back if there was another guy in another situation in another sport. Like so many other guys have lost careers over stuff less than, you know, what Brock was involved in and all of that. And of course, for those of you who might not know the details, I don't want to get into those details because they're very, very graphic, but they are out there.
And manipulative things to gain an advantage in the match. That's all I thought the promo was, but he remained the babyface all the way till the end, and then took a snot kick in there from Brock Lesnar, and I guess that'll solidify the face turn. So, yeah. Let me just go to the chat here. I'm going to go back to...
They had a situation that and I can pull parallels to very recently where there was a group of players that were being taken to court over sexual assault charges that stemmed from something that happened years ago. Now that recently came out with the verdict and everything. But in the time between the charges being announced and the verdict happening, those players were absolutely hard banned from competing in the NHL. And even still now, after the verdict, the NHL, which I do not typically hold in high esteem as an organization, are still doing their own internal investigation before even approaching the thought of these players being allowed to play again in the league. That is so the bare minimum of what should be the standard here for similar events. Regardless of whether you think Brock is you know, he's not the one being taken to court over this. But regardless of if you think the court case is going to go one way or the other, or things happened or they didn't happen, that is still a court case that is yet to be resolved. One way or another, they do not have the details to make an informed decision about whether or not he should be someone to have on your television show. And they made that decision anyway. And I'm sure this is not an opinion that'll shock people. This has probably been an opinion that many people will have had for decades even. But it just goes to show that there are professional organizations, and WWE is not one of them. They don't take this sort of thing seriously if this is what they're going to do when presented with such a situation. And that, to me, as a wrestling fan, is so disappointing. It boggles my mind that such a thing can be done. Just from a logistical sense, how do you allow that to happen while the court case is ongoing? Make your decision afterwards. That is your choice to make as business people. But while it's ongoing, I think having Brock Lesnar on your show is unconscionable.
So that's where we're at, ladies and gents. I mean, this is a lot that we're going to go in a bunch of different directions, but at least now we kind of get an idea of what may be happening. And here's the thing, this is what I was thinking about too, is that we have a lot, like, we didn't necessarily, it's not like we need Brock Lesnar per se for the business to thrive in the sense. Of course, I'm not going to lie here and say that Brock Lesnar is not a draw. He is, okay? Point blank. We've already stated that in the beginning. But right now where we are at, we do have so much going on. We got so many people that people are interested in that this wasn't a situation of, oh my God, we must have Brock back or else the company is dead, right? Not necessarily. You have other people. And so, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, wow, I really wasn't, maybe I sound naive, but I wasn't expecting this tonight. And I know a lot of people might have. And the other thing I kept thinking to myself is, damn, how many Brock Lesnar returns that we had at Summerslam at this point. So it is wild. I'm going to get into people's thoughts on this, and we'll go ahead and press on as the night continues.
He comes out of nowhere. He attacks. He F5.
TKO would do it, and it's still disgusting. We got Larchanas 1872, by the way. Thank you, Punks Are Punks. He says, overall thoughts on the show as a whole. As a whole, the show was kick-ass, man. There was only I wanted Jacob Fatu to win. But other than that, they all knocked it out of the park. Tempest, overall, as a whole, how did you feel about night 2?
Otherwise, I thought night 2, it's funny, because I think night 1 was like a very kind of consistent but middling show until the end, whereas this, I thought, had higher highs in terms of the matches, but lower lows at the same time, so it was much more of an inconsistent ride throughout. I disliked, I think, more of the matches than you did, potentially. But at the same time, a few of the matches I absolutely adored. So very high highs and very low lows.
We got Kufu 1980. Thank you, by the way, to Larjanus. We got Kufu here who says Alberto Del Rio and Vince McMahon return confirmed. Obviously, we don't know. There are reports that came out that people were pushing for Alberto Del Rio. Vince McMahon, I still don't think so because I do think that sponsors will once again, pull out or threaten to pull out the way that they did for during Royal Rumble and all of that. Thank you, Kufu. We got Ten Ruza here who says fetish trash. Vincent Kennedy McMahon will be back. Trump at Mania is 10.
She's made up her mind to live pretty smart. Learn to budget response.
That was a commercial.
Yeah.
There is no deal breaker. These people. There's no deal breaker. And that's appalling.
Depressing. Oh, man. I'm so bummed, man. All right, we had such a good show. I was ready to come on here and say so many other things, and now I'm sitting here talking about this. We got Louis Rothwell who says Brock Lesnar sells his soul to The Rock to punish Cena. Oh my gosh. Louis, thank you so much for making me laugh during all of this. Thank you. We got John Taylor here with a generous super chat who says, so I've alluded to the fact I haven't been watching the WWE much lately, and while moving has been a convenient excuse, it has really been the WWE doing the morally dubious Vince type crap. Like, what happens tonight? Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at, guys. I don't even know what else to say. This is it's exhausting to think about some of the things. Like, even when they were playing some of the videos that I disagreed with on the show, I chose to ignore it. You know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to look at that. I don't want to care about that. I want to watch the wrestling. I'm here for the wrestling. I'm not here for that other stuff. I need a break from that other real world stuff, okay? And it sucks, and here we are, man. I think right now, had Brock Lesnar not came out right now, we would have been talking about Cody Rhodes and John Cena, who absolutely freaking killed it in their match, and we haven't even had the chance yet to give them their flowers because they freaking killed it, man. And I can't wait to talk about that match. We'll get to it in a second. Thank you, John. We got A Ninja here who says the night was so much fun with a fantastic main event. Then they did one of the most out of touch and gross things that they could, and that's the thing. They didn't even have to do it though. Like, do you think they had to do it, Tempest?
Absolutely not. Not for 1 second was this a must-have scenario for them. You're telling me of all the possible storyline opportunities you have with John Cena's last 3-4 months, the way he's going to spend it is feuding with Brock Lesnar. That's the best you got. Unbelievable.
I was laughing during the watch along because I was thinking, damn, I was sitting here thinking that like maybe John Cena was gonna face Gunther or something. Like, that's where my brain was. I did not have Brock on my mind at all. We got John Taylor here who says, Tempest, I feel exactly how you look.
I'm trying to put on a happy face. I'm trying to pick myself back up for the rest of this show. I'll try not to let it come through quite so much.
Infamous Ritter Loco says, first off, my last day spending it with my baby girl before she moves tomorrow to Georgia has been a very rough weekend, but as always, I love and appreciate our DWO leader for being her light in the tears of that, and then Punk last night, then Brock back. Isn't that, but yesterday I was mad over something that was fucking kayfabe wrestling. No big deal, right? Like, I mean, it's fun, it's what we do, and now here we're having something that actually involves serious shit, man. I'd rather be sitting here mad because my favorite wrestler fucking got cashed in on. I'd rather be sitting here talking about that, honestly. Infamous Ritter Local, thank you very much. He also says, this wasn't for you, Brock, another great main event. if this wasn't for you, Brock, for another great main event, Bruins. First time, 38 years of my life, I'm second guessing WWE until it comes out he is innocent. F him. Thank you, Frank. We got Tim is a hooligan. Thank you for the super chat, Tim. Very nice of you. We got John Taylor here who says, I'm 100% with Tempest. This isn't a wrestling issue. This is a perpetuating the same BS that makes it so hard for victims to come forward. Yeah, literally all the damn time. All the damn time. Cool Fool 1980 says, do you think Brock's return could pressure some sponsors to end their relationship with WWE? Could Netflix also be pressured? I wouldn't be surprised if they already kind of got their ducks in a row with that. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave the heads up to their partners and said, hey, we're going to have Brock back. I just don't think that this was done just like this. I think this was something that was set in motion for all of these. You know, I think that they checked in with all of these people. You know what was crazy too? Watching Nick Khan sitting in the front row, watching Brock Lesnar come out and make his return, and I'm just there like, holy shit, what? This is fucking trippy. Like, see, Nick Khan just there watching him, and I was just like, bro, oh my god, this is too much.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to sponsors or anything like that. I will wait to hear from Sean or whoever's going to report any of the fallout of this return. But who knows? You run that risk when you have something like this happen. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's certainly something you factor in when making a decision like this.
We got 10 Rusa here that says, please, Chad, go read the lawsuit. Guys, so yeah, I know this is going to cause a lot of drama. Trust me, I already know it. Just be respectful, please. And then secondly, if you're just not familiar with...
Hold on. We gotta wait for the other one to get in the chat. Look on the Good My Word commentary.
Tables now for these big bumps, but those were the only tables. It was only those two. The rest of the tables didn't have them, so they went through the trouble of cutting the holes, specifically placing the tables in a certain spot just to do the spot.
A misconception that I have heard from a lot of the people talking about the press conference stuff. They're like, oh, well, you're going just to get
stream, and then we'll go back to our regular streaming schedule tomorrow, guys.
fine. She just said she's fine, and Cole's like, she's unconscious. So, single cage match, it feels like.
What was that?
Almost murdered.
We still got the press conference on.
Not actually, like, I'll max out the mic volume on here.
Really?
That's not changed. Yeah, I've maxed it out at like 200% or whatever.
I mean, it sounds kind of about the same, but some people think the wrong mic might be connected. You think?
I don't think so. I did double check beforehand. So how about nope? That's also maxed out. How about now? How about?
No, I think it's worse now.
How about now?
No, go back to the other one. Go back to the other one.
How about now?
No.
How about now?
No.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back to whatever you were at before. That was actually better.
How about now? I'm just messing with my.
Actually, that does sound a little better.
Oh? Or is it better now if I do it this way? Is it getting
Sounds
better?
a little better.
Loomis and Gacy regain or retain the championship.
My connection getting so slow now.
Kind of out of commission for quite a while when all of the other teams were scaling up to the top. They were all taking big bumps off the ladder.
I'm trying to get into that mentality, and I'm trying to figure out. I know some people say all publicity is good publicity, but I'm not really sure about that. I guess it's give or take on how you see that whole opinion.
What the hell wrong with the network? God damn it.
I mean, guys, they're showing up with the White House. They're supporting Donald Trump. Like, I don't think they really care about how it looks to people. They don't care. Like, let's just be real. They're out there with Donald Trump, a guy who, said that he was on the freaking Epstein list, and I don't gotta continue going into that. This isn't even supposed to be about freaking politics on this damn podcast. But come on, I just don't think they care. That's where we're at.
No, I don't think they do. It's pretty clear they're a MAGA company through and through, you know. So think of that what you will, and you know, maybe more examples of that have come out of the last week that I would rather not see in my wrestling program, but it is the reality of the situation.
We got Paula Bennett here who says, wanted to put a smile on goodnight. I hope before Brock came out. I'm so sorry, Paula. My apologies. We got Magnus 5000 who says the only worst choice they could have made besides the world's angriest sentiment is Alberto El Douchebag. On a better note, Tempest and Denise Rule. Thank you so much, Magnus. And we will get to the wrestling because I do want to talk about that at some point and talk about the good matches that the wrestlers had. Infamous Raider Loco here says, I guess I can say where I'm at. I'll continue to support both WWE and AEW, but for the first time, I probably change the channel once Brock comes out on TV. Rather not. And he also says, is Becky wearing a Dom shirt? She's the GOAT. I haven't seen, so I'm not on that right now, but I'll check later. Louis Rothfield says, I feel bad for Cena being brought into all of this. I don't think Cena cares either. Cena has openly said that he still loves and supports Vince McMahon, so I think he's all right with this, guys. I think Cena's all right with this. Oh man, you guys, I hate this. All right, let's go ahead and kind of work our way backwards and talk about what happened before Brock came out, which was the match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the Undisputed WWE Championship in a street fight. This was a freaking awesome match, man. If they wanted to make us forget about that WrestleMania match, completely undo the disappointment that was, the body of this match did that. They did a lot within the ring, fought outside the crowd, cutters, attitude adjustments, crossroads, back to back, Cody undoing the bottom rope and going after John Cena, even though he kind of hesitated a little bit. They did a couple of near falls. However, I didn't fall for the ones that happened earlier in the match. It wasn't until basically like the latter end when I started to buy them. We even saw an execution of the pile driver onto John Cena. So there was a lot that went down in this Tempest. How did you feel about this matchup?
For the most part, I thought this was basically what the WrestleMania match should have been. You know, I still question their execution of Cena's heel turn. If they were going to do it at all, I think you could have done it at the end of WrestleMania and still set up that match with a very similar babyface dynamic like we had on this show. Because, you know, the crowd was picking their favorites and everything, and that's fine. But the crowd was very into John Cena, the babyface, and it gave this match so much more life and so much more of an interesting dynamic than the WrestleMania match had. And of course, that match had loads of problems and everything that we have gone into ad nauseum. But this one had a very simple structure laid out. You know, you can very much tell the 3-act structure that they went through with all of the feeling each other out, some light weapon spots at the early go, and then you do the crowd brawling and everything. Then they brawl them all the way back down to the ring, and you're going to hit a bunch of finishers and go to the finish. That's very simple. Very much a John Cena structured formula WWE main event match. Like a lot of his best matches when people really got into his work in the mid-2010s, when he was wrestling guys like Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, were just, you know, big move, kick out, hit lots of finishers, and eventually someone's going to hit the last one, and that'll be it. It works for him. It might not be, you know, the most flexible of formulas, like it's repetitive by design, but if that is something that you can very much get invested in, and you have guys that work with that formula very well, like Cody and John Cena were on this night, you can end up with a great match out of it. I thought that they did very well, considering John Cena's physical limitations. Like, half the time, it seems like he doesn't want to take the bumps necessary for a bunch of these things, and that's fair. He's been through a long road, and he's 48 and probably has knees that don't feel quite so good compared to where they were 20 years ago. That's all well and good. They did a very good job at making this smoke and mirrors plunder main event style match work. I think the only thing that would have potentially made it better was if some of the other plunder matches on this show were on last night's show. By the time we got into the main event, it felt like we'd seen kind of a lot of the, not exactly the same spots, but there were lots of chairs, lots of tables, lots of big moves and big weapon spots and everything. And had they balanced out the cards a little bit, I think it makes this one stand out that much more.
Oh, yeah, man, because I was thinking also, because one of the matches that we saw, like, a lot of violence in was Becky and Lyra, which, by the way, they killed it. Can't wait to talk about that match. But, yeah, I was thinking about the same exact thing where it was like, okay, you know, it does feel like we've seen quite a bit of this on the show, but I thought they did a good job, though, overall, of at least making it feel a little different. I know a couple of people were stating in the chats as well, kind of talking about having the street fight, and they kind of wanted them to do a little bit more of that. It kind of took them a second to get there, but they did eventually get there. I felt like they just put far more thought into this match, which, believe it or not, the bar was not that high for this match. They just had to do better than what they did at WrestleMania, and all was gonna be forgiven. And I feel like they over-delivered, over-exceeded on my expectations for this matchup, which I could not be more thrilled about with that. We got JJ Castillo here who says, what a great night, too. Women's triple threat, TLC main event were bangers. How do you evaluate first two-night SummerSlam and going forward? I don't know that we actually need a two-night SummerSlam event. I think that we can stick to the one night. However, now that WWE has done the 2 nights, we already know we're going to get 2 nights next year. We already knew that because the show was announced like 50 years in advance. So we already knew that. I do think that if next year we're kind of in the same situation, there is a possibility we'll go back to the one night. But as of right now, I feel like if WWE decides, we want to do 2 nights, I think they're pretty cool with sticking with the 2 nights.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to change necessarily. It's another big gate for them, and people will buy tickets, so I can't see them turning down that kind of guaranteed money. I don't particularly think SummerSlam needs a second night, and if they did have one, I think they should have balanced the cards a lot better than they did this time around, and maybe that's a lesson that they can learn for the future. But interestingly enough, I think the only WWE show besides WrestleMania in the calendar year that actually should be 2 nights is the Royal Rumble, just because as you're structuring the show, having a Royal Rumble match on each of the 2 cards to be the big either main event or the big highlight of the night, I think that will just help the Rumble show, because there's always going to be a lull after the first Rumble match, and the next match that goes out is always going to be difficult to care about before people eventually come back up for the Royal Rumble that comes later. So split that one in 2 and give each show their own Rumble match, and I think that works much better on a 2-night format.
I think by the time we get to year 2030, we're probably going to have every single pay-per-view at 2 nights. That's the way we're going, guys. That's the way we're going. It also reminded me of a joke that CM Punk made at the Comic-Con. He said, he told Jacob Fox, too, he turned to him and he said, hey, I heard that this year there's going to be 3 Royal Rumbles. And he was like, huh? And he goes, yeah, the men's, the women's, and then all Samoans.
They're getting there. There's certainly going to be enough of them. Yeah. If this trend continues, Zilla Fatu is going to show up at some point.
Yeah, for real. Frank here says, I'd rather hear Fiend instead of Lesnar. We got the Juices Loose 94 who says, Denise Tempest, huge fan of both of you. Glad to be here. The Juices Loose, thank you so much for showing love and some support here on the podcast. Thank you very kindly. John here says, okay, back to wrestling. SummerSlam thoughts. Really good matches tonight. Candace reminding us why she is a PWG legend. Cody Cena was fire. Did not have Theo Alejandro Jesus style on my bingo card. Fun show. I'm with you, John. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and we're just going to work our way backwards on this card here. You mentioned Theo Alejandro Jesus style. Tempest, I was reading the chat and watching the show, and when I saw the lowrider come out, I swear, I'm like, oh yeah, Dom's coming out in a lowrider. That's very cool, right? And then I realized it was AJ Styles, and I was like, the fuck you mean AJ Styles is coming out in a lowrider? It was so funny. He's out there with his son. They're doing the little Eddie Guerrero dance, and he comes out there in Eddie Guerrero inspired geared, and it played into this match, which was more of a comic relief type of match than you had seen from anything else on the card. Dominic retained. In fact, every champion retained except for John Cena, which I think by the time we got to this main event, that was something that a lot of people had noticed, being like, yo, no titles changed hands. I think we're going to get a title changing hands at the main event, which is what we did. But I had fun with Dominic and AJ. I thought it was cute. It was harmless.
I think that's a very good way of putting it. I think there were definitely, this was a match with a lot of Eddie Guerrero callback spots, and that's always going to get a pop from the crowd. It's fun to go down that route with Dom. The whole finish was very reminiscent of Eddie's match with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20 with the boot coming off and leading to the finish. That's all well and good. Even if I thought one of the spots didn't really make a lot of sense when they did the chair bang on the ground and then toss it to the other guy's spot. And
it was so funny, though.
It's funny. It's really good. It gets a pop.
Yeah.
You're very...
Let's go into Solomon the Sound Off. Going to Jason Solomon, he's in the chat.
Word about it.
Being the best John Cena match of this entire retirement tour. One of the things they talked about on there was how hard it is to keep a secret in wrestling these days, because everybody knows everything. If there's even a hint of something, right? Everybody knows, oh, there's talk of this. This person might come back. This person was spotted at the airport, all this stuff. But it's very hard to keep a surprise. And I don't know that very many people were necessarily surprised by Seth Rollins not actually being hurt and cashing in his Money in the Bank last night on night one. But one thing I can tell you is that I did not hear a fucking thing about...
Come on now.
Brock Lesnar.
Alright.
Being back in WWE at Summerslam this weekend. So I will at least, if nothing else, I will at least, if I was wearing a hat, I would tip my cap to them that they were at least able to keep this under wraps. But boy, now we know, don't we? Now we know why they have shit-canned the post-show media scrums that they had been doing for quite some time. And why it just so happens for SummerSlam this weekend that they're not doing that. They're just doing their little post-show panel that they're doing. Now it becomes very clear why they're no longer doing them. This main event tonight, I don't even know where to begin with this, but let's start with this main event. John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. This main event tonight was light years better than WrestleMania. And it is very interesting that we went from having, legitimately, one of the worst matches of the entire year, especially when you take into consideration the fact that it was the WrestleMania main event. One of the worst, most disappointing matches of the entire year in April, and you take those same two people and you put them in the ring tonight, and they end up with a match of the year contender. I mean, you talk about doing a 180, you talk about night and fucking day with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And it's actually too bad. It's too bad that as great of a match as those two guys went out there and had tonight, all of the discourse and all of the talk coming out of this show here is going to be about what happened when the match was over. And there's a lot of good and a lot of bad. There's a lot of people who are going to be excited by what happened, and there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be repulsed and disappointed by what happened. And that really is going to become the conversation here coming out of this show. I thought it was very weird the way the WWE just seemed to retcon the John Cena heel turn on Friday night. I was not convinced that he had actually gone back to being a babyface. I thought that it was all just a big swerve. This is like the old Stone Cold in 2001, right? He wants everybody to believe the old John Cena is back, and then we'll get some kind of a swerve here on this show. And in fact, it appears that is not the case. John Cena is back to being John Cena. He is back to being a babyface. And it's like, well, why do it 48 hours before the rematch at SummerSlam? And based on what they did tonight, now we know why. He had to go back to being babyface for them to set up the post-match angle on the show tonight. I'd be very curious to know when all of this came about. When they made the decision to turn John Cena back babyface when they did. When did this all come together? And I'm sure these details will leak in due time and it'll come out. There was no Travis Scott. There was no Rock. What we had was two guys who went out there. John Cena turned back the hands of time. This was the best John Cena match since he came back. It may end up being the best John Cena match of this entire retirement tour. I don't know that we're going to get a better one than the one that we got tonight with him and Cody Rhodes. The street fight stipulation was something that they needed. They needed the smoke and mirrors because the match they had at WrestleMania was no good. They needed to have the access to the tables and the chairs and fighting in the crowd, and it helped the match immensely. And these two guys went out there for almost 40 minutes tonight. And they tore it up, and they had a classic main event. And when it was over, John Cena was left all alone in the ring. Cody Rhodes gave him the ring. And they turned the music off, and it was just the fans applauding and giving John Cena his flowers. And giving John Cena a standing ovation. And had they gone off the air that way, that would have been a very appropriate ending. In his final Summerslam, for John Cena, after losing the WWE Championship, which he did tonight, and Cody Rhodes once again is the WWE Champion, which is the way it should be. But after losing the WWE title, for John Cena to be able to soak up the cheers and the adulation of the crowd and walk off into the sunset in his final SummerSlam appearance. But then we hear Brock Lesnar's theme song. And of course, people lose their minds because nobody was expecting it. Brock Lesnar has not been visible. He has not been seen. He's barely been mentioned, maybe here and there, on WWE television for 2 years. The last time we saw Brock Lesnar was 2 years ago on this very show. He wrestled Cody Rhodes. And if you're wondering, well, why has it been so long since we've seen Brock Lesnar? Well, there's a very good reason for that. Unless you've been living under a fucking rock, you probably have a pretty good idea of why we have not seen Brock Lesnar. Now, I want to clear up some stuff here because there's going to be a lot of questions about, what's the deal with Brock and what came out about Brock and all this. Just to sum it up real quick, okay? In the Janelle Grant lawsuit, the sex trafficking lawsuit against Vince McMahon, in the original suit, there was a mention made of a talent in WWE, and I think it even said, former UFC fighter. Brock's name was not mentioned, but it was very clear who she was referring to in this suit. And again, I don't have the suit in front of me, and I'm just, paraphrasing here, basically. But the claim is that Vince McMahon basically offered her to him for sex in 2021 when he was trying to negotiate a new contract to bring Brock back to WWE. He wanted to extend Brock's deal or sign him to a new one, and so, allegedly, he basically offered her to him as a plaything, okay, essentially. And he also allegedly demanded that she create sexualized content. We'll just say sexualized content. Okay, let's just leave it at that. We don't have to get into the specifics. But to create sexualized content that he could then share with Brock. And you know what you read the suit, you know what I'm referring to. Now, there was supposed to be some sort of meeting. I think he might have even allegedly flown Brock into Connecticut to actually meet with her. They never met. Okay, so she never met Brock Lesnar. They never had any sort of relationship or interaction in person or anything like that. And these are the allegations that were all laid out. Now, she amended her complaint earlier this year, and the amended complaint was accepted by the court. And so now we know that the name was, in fact, Brock Lesnar. So it's not like, oh, maybe it wasn't Brock. No, it was Brock. Okay, Brock was the one that was being named in there. And that's it. That's all we know. Now, you can make of that what you will. People are going to have a lot of different opinions about this. Oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong. What did Brock Lesnar do wrong? He never met the woman. He never had sex with the woman. As far as we know, he never did anything with Janelle Grant. Sure. But if you are to believe these allegations, it is obviously disgusting, and it is obviously very troubling. And I look at it, again, with a PRI. I look at this and I say, there's good reason that TKO and WWE would not want to be associated with Brock Lesnar until this entire situation is cleared up, right? Because this case is still ongoing. It's a civil matter. It's not a criminal matter. And again, he's not a defendant. Brock Lesnar is not a named defendant in the suit. All of that is true. But the fact that he is roped into all of this stuff, and in the manner that he is, obviously is pretty fucking gross. That's why we have not seen or heard from Brock Lesnar in 2 years. Do you honestly believe, were it not for the Janelle Grant stuff, that it would be 2 years before WWE broke the emergency glass to bring back Brock Lesnar? He would have been back a long time ago. Now, I don't know what went into the thought process here to bring him back now, but I do know that him and John Cena have a long history together. This is John Cena's retirement year. He's done at the end of this year. I don't know if this was something that WWE went to Brock. I don't know if Brock reached out to WWE. I don't know if John Cena floated the idea of, hey, let me work with Brock. I don't think that happened. John Cena is on record as saying that he doesn't lobby for anything. He's never lobbied for an opponent or for a match in his entire career. He basically shows up to work and does what he's told. So again, I would love to know the
John Cena
aspect of this story. Because there's going to be a lot of people, this is going to be a very controversial thing. And if you're someone who is going to just kind of poo-poo it and say, oh, these people are just being soft, and these people, he's not an... Like, you have to understand, the situation, it's a very disgusting situation, right? There are other people also who were either kind of named or alluded to in the suit. I think Michael Hayes was one of them, I believe. In the complaint also, there was sexualized content created for him, and he's all over this fucking WWE Unreal show, okay? This is a company that is going to have to address these issues at some point, because WWE is a named defendant in that suit. It's not just Vince McMahon, it's Vince McMahon and WWE. And there are people who work for or have worked for WWE who are also roped into that whole thing. They have made the choice that, you know what? It's just allegations. We want to work with Brock. We want to be in the Brock Lesnar business, and there's more in it for us to bring him back than to not do business with him at all. Right? It's not like they were in jeopardy of losing Brock to AEW or somebody else. Brock's been sitting on his fucking ranch. He's been milking cows. He's been slaughtering animals and doing whatever he does. Twiddling his thumbs. He's got more money than he'll ever be able to spend in his entire life. You know what? Before John Cena is done, we want one more match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. Their history goes back many, many years. Their history goes all the way back to 2003. That was the first time they wrestled in a pay-per-view match in WWE. And it was very eerie the way they did his return tonight, because Brock comes out as a surprise. And I was there in Miami the night that Brock Lesnar came back to WWE in 2012. It was the Raw after WrestleMania, okay, that first Rock Cena match. And at the very end of the show, Brock came out. And he circled the ring like a shark, just like he did tonight. John Cena standing in the middle of the ring, shocked. Brock Lesnar slowly walking around the ring, slowly getting into the ring. He gets into the ring, and tonight, as he did in 2012, he picks up John Cena and delivers an F5. One F5, he leaves him laying in the ring, they hit his music, and he leaves. And that is how SummerSlam went off the air tonight, leading one to believe that we are about to get one last match, possibly in Paris at the end of this month, between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I don't know too many people who have been clamoring for the return of Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar's last WWE appearance was putting over Cody Rhodes, who was the heir apparent, right? Cody was on his way to beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania last year. If the last Brock Lesnar appearance was him putting over Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam 2 years ago, that would have been a fine way for him to ride off into the sunset. He's done everything there is to do. He's won every championship. He's wrestled all the top names, right? A lot of his matches don't go very long. But if that was his last appearance, okay, great, right? At least they got something out of it. Now he's back. Is he back full time? Is he back just to wrestle with John Cena? Are we going to see him on television, on a regular basis? Are we going to see him, once every 3 months? We don't know. A lot of questions about this. But there will be a lot of discussion about this, and a lot of people very upset about WWE bringing him back and doing business with Brock Lesnar. And I just think it's important for people to understand why. And I don't fault those people for feeling that way. They have every right to feel that way. There's a lot of very icky, very disgusting aspects to this story. And WWE can cancel all their press scrums, and they can go hide under a fucking rock if that's what they want to do. These are questions that are going to have to be answered at some point. Triple H is going to be out there doing interviews. He's going to be asked about this. And I would hope, okay, for his sake and for WWE's sake, that he is smart enough to huddle together with their team and come up with a real good answer. Because the questions are going to come. And I just think back to when he was first answering questions about the Vince McMahon stuff and how fucking awful he was at answering questions about this. And I understand it puts him in a very difficult spot when people ask him about Vince because he's got that, personal relationship with him and he's his father-in-law and blah, blah, blah. I get that. But his answers when he would address this, even recently, I think he gave an answer just, but it is interesting to note, Fightful had a report, and there was blood at a time when you really weren't seeing what it looks like. That match does not look like the match we saw tonight. I can tell you that. When it comes to looking back on this final year for John Cena, and the decision to turn him heel.
Hey, what the hell?
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just posting the number of visitors to the Homes.com network this month. It's become the go-to home shopping site.
Gosh, thank you so much, John.
Something wrong with the damn connection. It gets on my nerves. Jeez. Come on.
I think they see it more as, I don't even know what they see it as. I think I'm trying to get into that mentality and I'm trying to figure out, I know some people say all publicity is, the Juice is Loose 94 who says, Denise Tempest, huge fan of both of you, glad to be here. And then they had Jacob Fatu lose. Like, why? Like, this guy is something special. Move forward with him. He has to get his upper hand on Solo Sikoa, and then he needs to move on. That is it. They're keeping him in a box right now. I think once he gets out of that box and starts wrestling new people, and we can have some really exciting matches, that's when this guy is gonna really blow up into something special. And you don't want to make him look lame to the crowd. I feel like they kind of during this match made him look a little lame, and I don't like that.
I completely agree. I think this match sucked. I think this match was really lame. I could pick apart this match, every single bit of it. Now, some of it is not their fault. I think Jacob Fatu is fantastic. I think he is one of the best working members of this Anoa'i family. For sure. Give him his flowers. Solo Sikoa, very entertaining. He's a funny guy. I love when he does his comedy. Funny Solo Sikoa gets a big thumbs up. But the problem with this match is that WWE has always had these fuck-ass steel cage matches. What is the point of a steel cage match with a door? I'm not the first person to say this. This has been said for decades. But for the love of God, what is the point of keeping everybody out of the steel cage for people to just get in the cage, for people to just mess with the babyface, for people to just do the lamest possible steel cage finish, which is just guy gets the cage slammed on his head by a heel. No creativity to this. Even when it looked like maybe we would get some creativity with Jacob being handcuffed to the top of the deal, at least I saw that and I went, you know what? Yeah, he's probably fucked. Solo's probably going to escape now. But then he breaks out immediately, which the cameraman missed, to then just have the standard steel cage finish, slams the door on his head, Solo falls out of the cage. To only then do the big moonsault after the match. What is the fucking point? What is the fucking point of any of this? I don't understand it. Jacob Fatu needs to get moved to Raw, be moved away from the motherfucking tribe, and never be involved with any of this again. love to see all of the Tongans and Jeff Cobb and Solo Sikoa doing anything else. It's been time. We've been watching this stable for 5 fucking years. And it's not been good for like at least 2. I'm over it. I'm so far over it. This has been the rant that some people usually expect from me when I review a WWE pay-per-view, and it comes out in moments like this, when I see a great wrestler lose this stupid-ass steel cage match.
I'm with you, man. I kept thinking about this. I said, how are you keeping this guy back and having him lose to Solo Sikoa in a group that no one cares about? My family tree? Like, come on. This sounds like a first grade school project. You can't do that. It was just such a disappointment. And like you said, there was no creativity in it. And I also thought, oh, I wonder what they're going to come up with. Right now that they handcuffed Jacob Fatu, I thought, oh, you know, something really going to come of this. And then it did. I even thought, oh, the match is going to pick up right here. And then it didn't. And so that was the end of it. But I will tell you, my favorite part in this. You want to know what the best part of this whole match was? It wasn't the movesaw. No. It was the part when JC Mateo opened the door and he said, Solo, right here, Solo. That was the best part. I'm like, bro, he knows the door is right there. Like, come on. But he's like, right here, Solo, right here. It was so bad. But other than that,
This is the bar for WWE cage matches.
no, it can't be that way. It just can't, man. One of my favorite steel cage matches ever happened on a Summerslam card with Brett and Owen. So how do you do that and never, like, did people not go back and like look and study and see what are some options of things that we can do? I don't know. It just feels it was not good. It was really not good.
The philosophy of the cage match needs to be overhauled in WWE. Or the fact that Lyra Valkyria gets her hands zip-tied together, and about halfway through that sequence, she slipped out of them.
Alright, let's go on to Just Alex.
Oh my god. Wow.
God damn it, man. I have bad connection here. Try and get my other ones in the super chat. The connection is getting my nerves. If they really change that, it shouldn't be a 3. It should be a 5. Come on now, damn it. Jeez. It's so annoying. Come on now. What in the hell? I am very sorry, technical difficulties. I can't get my other friends in the super chat. Come on with this crap. Jeez. I don't know what the hell is going on, but something wrong with YouTube. Ah! Oh my gosh, man. You know what? I might have to end the video here. This is so annoying.
Gunther got Sami Zayn instead. That was for the Intercontinental.
What, JD from New York? He's in the super chat. Let's listen to him. Come on now. I don't know what the hell is going on here. The connection is so fucking slow. I can't do anything. Come on now with this. I think we have to stop the video.
He showed up at the end of Cody Rhodes and John Cena tonight in the main event for the WWE Championship. So MJD. They don't make any mistakes. In fact, they are 100% perfect. Before we even get into the topic of
What the hell wrong with this damn connection? I'm gonna have to fix the connection. It's getting ridiculous now.
the evening, WWE did not need to do 2 nights of SummerSlam.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. I am in a mood tonight. I see a lot of differing opinion. WWE did not need 2 nights of SummerSlam. The only way that they could advocate 2 nights of SummerSlam is because there is 60,000 fucking idiots who willingly bought tickets to see a very middle-of-the-road professional wrestling show, not just on one night, but on 2 nights. This is why I opt to stay home. This is why I watch in the comfort of my own home on my 70-inch TV. This is why I come on here and talk to you live in front of 9,000 people last night. Because it's a waste of time. It is. WWE had 12 matches, 13 if you want to officially count the Seth Rollins cash-in last night on CM Punk where he won the World Heavyweight Championship, which in my opinion was the moment of the weekend. 12 matches spread across 2 nights. I saw quite a few people telling me, oh, well, they listed 6 matches that were great. Well, Jay did this match, the ladder match, the women's match, the triple threat match, this match. They listed 6 matches as being good matches. This was a thumbs-up banger. 10 out of 10 SummerSlam, says the fellow geek on social media. I don't know if you're dumb or if you're just saying shit for engagement, but if you list me 5 out of the 12 matches being good, that's a thumbs down show, bro. That's less than 50%. So, no, I'm not going to sit here and glaze the show because you thought the ladder match tonight was fantastic, or you thought the triple threat match to open the show was great, or you thought John Cena and Cody Rhodes saved the show. I don't give a shit what saved the show. This was a very middle-of-the-road show. That's it. This was not SummerSlam. This was not the biggest party of the summer. This didn't need to be 2 nights. This did not need to be 2 nights.
I agree.
At all. They only do it because they have 110,000 people, if you want to believe that statistic, over the course of 2 nights. And it's not going to stop because the more people pay and the more people want to show up there, the more they're going to do these 2-night events. Brock Lesnar. Nobody ever suspected Brock Lesnar being back in the WWE. At least not yet. Not at least until the lawsuit with Janelle Grant and Vince McMahon is settled. However, which way they're going to settle it, if McMahon is going to jail or if he's going to settle and pay her whatever she's requesting just to throw this shit out. We don't know. Brock Lesnar returned tonight to the WWE. We have not seen him in a very long time. Brock Lesnar, the last that we heard of Brock Lesnar being included in WWE Creative needs to go all the way back to the Royal Rumble in 2024, where he was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. And as the creative rumors around that time were reporting, supposed to be in the Royal Rumble, supposed to wrestle Dominic Mysterio at the Elimination Chamber that year, and then wrestle Gunther at WrestleMania. Now, I know a lot of people were very unhappy that we did not get that match. Gunther got Sami Zayn instead. That was for the Intercontinental title, and Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental title, ending Gunther's reign of 666 days. We have not seen or heard from Brock Lesnar since. He's been making more public appearances. He's been out and about, doing his own thing. We've heard a lot about his daughter, Maya Lesnar, winning shot put championships. We have not heard from the man himself, and we did not think that he would be back in WWE, at least until the Vince McMahon stuff is settled. Lesnar showed up tonight at the end of what was, in my opinion, one of the best main events that WWE has done all year. Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the WWE Championship in the main event of Summerslam this year was a fucking banger. I don't know where the fuck these two guys were at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, but clearly they wanted to erase what happened in Las Vegas. And very quickly, they erased what happened in Las Vegas. We'll get to the match and what I thought of their performances in a little bit. Brock Lesnar showed up at the end of the match. Cody Rhodes won the WWE Championship back, now a two-time WWE Champion. And like I said on Friday, everybody's like, oh, JD's out of his mind, JD's crazy. You gotta be stupid, man. You don't think something's not gonna happen there? I think something's gonna happen. That's what the Street Fight is there for, man. Something is gonna happen. Something's going down. I was pretty confident in my assessment on Friday night when I covered SmackDown here live on YouTube. I told you guys word for word verbatim. Cody Rhodes is not turning heel. Crowd booed. They were very much for John Cena. They were very much pro John Cena. But if you guys watched my stream on Friday night, I said Cody Rhodes is not turning heel and that the outcome of the match is going to be Cody winning the title with both guys standing tall like Rock and Hogan did at WrestleMania 18. I mean, I'd love an apology from those who thought I was wrong. I know I won't get it, but that's why you watch me. Because I don't bullshit. Very stern on my opinions, man. I stand my ground. John Cena passed the torch to Cody Rhodes. It's not that time. Not that time. I hope to see it happen when the time is right. Cody Rhodes exited stage left.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for security.
Last SummerSlam. All of a sudden we hear Brock Lesnar's music hit the PA system and the crowd absolutely loses their mind. They lost their fucking minds in New Jersey. That reaction didn't really seem to give any indication that they're disgusted by Brock Lesnar. Everybody jumped out of their seat. Everybody made content on social media, all the fake reactors. They all put content up, showing their shocked reactions to Brock Lesnar. I mean, if you didn't give a fuck about Brock Lesnar being back in the WWE, if you had a problem with Brock being back in the WWE, you wouldn't post anything regarding Brock Lesnar on your fucking Instagram pages, or your Twitter pages, or your TikTok pages. No, but the hypocrisy in the IWC really will stand the test of time until we are no longer in the community. Yeah, there's a double standard with people. You can't stand Brock Lesnar, but you're not going to shy away from making content on the guy who is named in the Janelle Grant lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE. It's funny how that works out. You don't care about making views, clicks, engagement, and revenue off of Brock Lesnar's name, but you can't stand him that he's on WWE TV. You're welcome for the millions upon millions of views that you reacted to for Brock Lesnar. I did say Brock Lesnar was not returning. Because that's the human decent thing to do until the lawsuit is over. I'm going to attack this in the most logical and level-headed way. Am I excited Brock Lesnar's back on WWE television? I don't really give a shit if he's back or not. You want my honest opinion on Brock Lesnar? The WWE doesn't need Brock Lesnar. WWE doesn't need Brock Lesnar. Their business was thriving without Brock Lesnar. In fact, the one thing that we need to do is move away from all the people that Vince heavily pushed in his administration. This is why I am all right with John Cena leaving after this year, never to see him wrestle again after 2025. The company doesn't need Brock Lesnar. They don't need anybody in the same boat as Brock Lesnar. They have an entire performance center where they can pick and choose who they want to be the next Brock Lesnar. They don't need Brock Lesnar to sell tickets. They don't need Brock Lesnar to sell merchandise. They don't need Brock Lesnar to increase a fucking rating. They simply brought Brock Lesnar back because of shock value. That was it. It's funny how WWE also did away with the post-show media scrums 24 hours ago. There was a report that went out that WWE canceled all media scrums and that they will keep a controlled narrative now on how they do post-show media. They have their own post-show after the show goes off the air. Clearly, we see why now. You know, one of those woke journalists was gonna fucking drool at the mouth at asking Triple H about why is Brock Lesnar back on TV? Who made this decision? Why is this all right? Don't you think this goes against company policy and a bad look for the company? You think Triple H wants to field questions from some fucking woke journalist with purple hair? Give me a fucking break. At that point, I don't even fucking blame them. They also canceled the post-show media scrum because most of the media, most of the journalists in the community operate on fucking one brain cell anyway. I mean, who wants to sit up there and be asked, do you listen to Katy Perry and what's your favorite song? Or do you prefer pancakes or waffles from Waffle House? Give me a fucking break. What are you, fucking stupid? This is the time that they afforded you, and that's the question you ask. I don't care which way they go. He's on TV or he's not on TV. The company doesn't need Brock Lesnar. Triple H, every time he was asked about Brock Lesnar since the lawsuit arose, he was always someone that maintained a straight face when asked about Brock Lesnar. We'd love to have Brock Lesnar back, but right now is not the right time. Triple H always gave the impression that they would welcome Brock Lesnar back when the time calls for it. Why wouldn't they? One of the biggest superstars in the history of the business. There's never going to be another Brock Lesnar, ever. Why wouldn't he want Lesnar on TV? Do I care about him being on TV? No. Do they need him? No. That's just one man's opinion. Triple H never shied away from it. And clearly, something changed. Something changed. The last time we heard Brock Lesnar being removed, all from WWE television, it went above Triple H's and Nick Khan's pay grade. There was a very, very select elite few people that made that decision to not have Brock Lesnar back on WWE television. What is Triple H going to do in that time? He's got to listen to the people above him. Probably came from somewhere around Nick Khan and above, which is, what, 3 or 4 people? Yeah, you're going to have everybody acting as if they know exactly what the fuck is going on and that they wrote the defense letter in regards to Janelle Grant's lawsuit. I'm sorry. Is the IWC and all the fucking journalists in the community a part of now Janelle Grant's defense system? How the fuck do you know what's going on? What gives you the right to say anything in regards to how WWE handles the lawsuit. WWE they operate in accordance to the law. WWE's not going to bring back Brock Lesnar if they're not able to. If they're told they're not allowed to bring back Brock Lesnar, then they're not going to bring back Brock Lesnar. If they are given the clear light, the green light and clearance to bring back Brock Lesnar, then they will do so. Then it's up to them to find a way to get him integrated into the show. Why is it so difficult to figure out? Why is that such a foreign concept to people? Something might have changed in the lawsuit, which right now, everything seemingly is quiet on. Yet everybody wants to operate as if they know what the fuck is going on.
Hey, what the hell going on? Come on now with this crap.
This is John Cena's last rodeo. He's got 5 months left. I don't know who else on the WWE roster you want to see wrestle John Cena. He's got how many appearances left, chat? Less than 10? It's probably in the single digits by now. After tonight, I don't know what else he's going to do. Quite honestly, the only thing I really care for out of John Cena is a Gunther match and maybe a Sheamus match. Maybe. Realistically, who else is there? They ran through everybody that you need John Cena to wrestle this year. Cody twice, CM Punk, Randy Orton, and he teamed with Logan Paul. What else do you want the guy to do? He wrestled R-Truth. What else do you want the guy to do? Seriously, what else do you want out of John Cena after tonight? You don't think John Cena is afforded, after 20 years of service, the option to wrestle who he wants? You do realize what happened when Brock Lesnar wrestled John Cena back in 2014 at this very show, Summerslam. He ate how many F5s? 4? And 16 German suplexes. The phrase Suplex City was coined and put all over t-shirts, sold millions. John Cena lost in one of the most shocking endings to a WWE Championship match of all time. Because he's never been handled that way. You don't think John Cena was afforded the opportunity to request Brock Lesnar to work with in the final 5 months of his WWE career? You don't think that John Cena was afforded the opportunity to ask for Brock Lesnar if Brock Lesnar was given clearance to come back to television? You don't think that John Cena had Brock Lesnar at the top of his fucking list in his last year as an active performer? Man, that's a real disrespect to John Cena. And everybody's marking out and everybody's fucking going crazy and blowing a gasket over why Brock Lesnar's back on television. You don't have a fucking clue as to why Brock Lesnar's back on television. You either like it or you don't. If you like it, you watch Monday to see what's happening next. If you don't, I dare you to stop fucking watching the product. Some will. Most won't. And they'll use that to generate engagement on social media because you're a fucking fraud. And there's nothing but fake outrage in the fucking IWC because that's what they feed off of. There's not one genuine fucking individual outside of the handful of people that I know and work with. There's not one genuine human being in this fucking community, and all you do is parade around as a fucking fake. Cancel your network, cancel Peacock, stop watching, and don't watch. Go watch the fucking Indie Mud show that's generating lower ratings every fucking week, that's giving you nothing but hardcore matches, because they're fucking clueless. I dare you. There's plenty of other wrestling for you to watch. Go watch AEW, go watch TNA, go watch GCW, or one of the many indies that exist. Don't watch. Don't watch. What are you going to do about it? told you I don't give a fuck either way. What are you, what is me, what is anybody else going to do about it? What? You're gonna show up with your Get Lesnar off TV signs? You think WWE gives a fuck? They don't give a fuck about you. They just canceled media scrums because they don't give a fuck about what we think. The more things change, the more that they stay the same. Triple H is showing you that he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He needed to pretend to be for the people. He needed to pretend to be for you. Now it's nothing more than a fucking business. When Vince left, it was all about getting the fucking Fed back to the fucking roots of what made them.
Right now, if you go to Dobbin,
Exactly how he is, just like his father-in-law. They don't give a fuck. As referenced by this fucking dog shit Summerslam that we got over 2 nights. Everything's about moments. I love a great moment. Pro wrestling is predicated on fucking moments. Kevin Owens said it's about the moment. It's about the moment first, and the pro wrestling comes second. Fuck the fancy moves. Fuck the fucking the Hurricane Ranas and the Canadian Destroyers and all this other fucking indie-rific garbage that is now normalized. Week in and week out. People start putting fucking ratings on matches because they don't know any better. They base wrestling on fucking who does the fanciest moves instead of emotion and story. That's what the new age fan is now degenerated pro wrestling into. The company is relying solely on moments, and they're not giving you enough of what makes them a fucking professional wrestling company. I got fucking simple-minded buffoons on my Twitter, in my mentions. This is an A+ show. An A+ show on what? A Seth Rollins cash-in? A Gunther and CM Punk main event that basically kept the fucking night one of SummerSlam afloat? A+ show in what way? You got a triple threat match at SummerSlam, just like you did at WrestleMania, but tonight we got something that was watered down and worse than what we got at WrestleMania. A+. A+. It's A+ because Rhea and Io are in it, right? Open your fucking eyes. The more that you accept their mediocrity, the more they will continue to give you mediocrity. The steel cage match with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu? Yeah, man, I can't wait to fucking not watch that ever again. A+ where? The nap I took before SummerSlam tonight was an A+. WWE gave you a steel cage match, and they failed to use the cage as a vehicle to progress the story. They used the steel cage to simply have Jacob Fatu jump off the cage to deliver a moment. That's what you call A+? Man, I'm glad I'm not watching wrestling through your fucking lenses. What was A+? A horrifically boring and overbooked and overproduced Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria match? Yeah, man, I can't wait to fucking rip that one to shreds tonight. What were you watching that I clearly was not? Because what I watched was two women work their ass off and it went nowhere. All that, what did it amount to? One of the worst women's matches of the entire year. No, A+. A+.
That's what I thought was boring. They were doing awesome.
You can be upset that Brock Lesnar's back on television.
That wasn't that good.
Be upset. But if you're gonna be upset, you gotta go all the way. Cut the cord, Stop watching. Don't tune into Raw. Cancel your Peacock. Cancel your WWE Network if you're living internationally. And stop fucking watching. Go take up another hobby. Go watch another wrestling promotion and tweet about them. Oh, that's right, you won't. You won't, because the WWE generates the most interest. Just stop watching. All these people, all these fucking creators, and all the journalists that want to complain, all these people, Denise, John Alba, Sean Ross Sapp, stop covering it. Stop covering it. I dare you to not tweet when Brock Lesnar's on TV. I dare you not to fucking attend, because Brock Lesnar's going to wrestle John Cena, either in France or in Perth. Stop covering it. Stop watching. Stop doing watch-alongs. Stop. They won't. They won't. It's all fake outrage. It's all fake, fake, fake. Because they know it's exactly going to do what they want. It's going to generate interest, and it's going to band together a bunch of fucking woke ideologies and fucking dumbass idiots who all believe in the same thing, and they're all going to act like zombies. It's basically what it's going to amount to. But I already seen people tweeting their reactions to Lesnar, but they're so outraged by Brock Lesnar. But you're over there tweeting Instagram clips, and you're trying to generate engagement off of someone that you vehemently don't want back on television. No wonder why half of the community are a bunch of failures, and there are a small pocket of people that are able to do this full time, while everybody else is a fucking pretender. I don't give a fuck if Lesnar's on TV or not. You want to know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy what the WWE gives me, while also going to have I'm going to maintain a very strong opinion of what I watch and what I'm being given. You know, one thing that I'm questioning is why after all these years, since 2014, since they took him off television, why is he focused now on John Cena? We'll have to watch Raw to figure that out, right? After all these months, why is John Cena being targeted by Brock Lesnar? Out of all the questions tonight, that's the one question that I want an answer to. Why? What is the reason? Are they going to really just focus on, man, this is his last year? Does he have a problem with John Cena? Why does he have a problem with John Cena, if so? Does he want to end John Cena's life? Never mind career? Well, what's the reason? That's the one thing I'm focused on. Bringing him back, I don't know what the explanation is to focus on John Cena. Outside of all the things that I just gave you. Clearly something happened with the lawsuit, and John Cena more than likely requested to work with Brock Lesnar if he was given clearance to do so. Oh my God, man, we have a fucking bomb in the chat, and I am talking about a fucking bomb in the chat.
I drank another beer.
If you're gonna bring that, Brock Lesnar is a fucking weirdo. That was ultimately canceled due to a snowstorm. Take that as you wish. What else needs to be said? Still, a focal point in this case, he would not be on television. WWE took him off of television when they did because it was ridiculous if he did appear at WrestleMania. There would be no working around that. They feel like enough time has passed, when it was the only thing people were talking about. Are you going to now denounce John Cena because he loves Vince McMahon like a father? And that no matter what someone's going through, he loves them through thick and thin? If you're going to share that outrage with everybody in regards to Brock Lesnar, I think all the woke journalists in the community should really look themselves in the mirror because they should be doing that to John Cena as well. Or is that not in your vocabulary to do so? Community makes me fucking sick. There's nothing more to say on Brock Lesnar. Legitimately nothing more to say on Brock Lesnar. He looks great. I'm sure he's happy to be back. I'm sure he's happy to be working with John Cena. I'm sure John Cena's happy to be working with Brock Lesnar. And I'm sure everybody in Brooklyn tomorrow, when Lesnar shows up on Raw, everybody is going to be entertained. And if there is any fans out there in Brooklyn who are going to say things via the live audience, WWE, I'm sure, will have that handled very, very quickly. You won't know what is being said or what is being chanted. I doubt there's going to be anything. How many other sports athletes across your time watching football, baseball, who's the fucking dude? Who is the dude? Who was the dude that was on the Dodgers that's now playing in Japan? Trevor Bauer? Is that his name? He's playing in Japan and is not allowed to play in the MLB because of something that a female said in regards to him, and it completely got exposed as nothing. Now he's stuck in Japan. He's not allowed to play here in the United States. And he's having a fucking career lifetime in Japan as far as his stats are concerned. Nobody wants to make big deals about the innocent people, though, right? I wish the Braves would pick up Trevor Bauer. I wish the Braves would pick up Trevor Bauer and make him their number 2 behind Chris Sale for next year's season. Innocent.
Alright, hold on. I'm about to end the video. I'm about to end my live stream. I think I made it long enough. Very long. It's actually longer than my last video. It's longer than last night. And my connection's acting up, so I gotta get some of my podcasters and my friends out there live chat. Now, this really pissed me off, but I think I made enough. I talked about the show. You know what? I think I'm just gonna end the video. It's getting my nerves, so thank you for watching. Thank you for all support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I will do a live stream. I'll do Monday Night Raw review, the fallout from SummerSlam. I'll do that tomorrow night. Till then, I'll see y'all later.